there you are. Welcome to Buckeye Wars, or welcome back to Buckeye Wars. I'm glad you're enjoying my series, Buckeye Wars, growing up in El Dorado Hills, California, back in the 70s and the 80s. Hey, I want to paint a picture for you, because kids nowadays will never experience this. I want to walk you through, well, you're not going to see it, but try to picture this. I'm going to try to walk you through our living room back in the 70s. There's a step down from the dining room into the living room. Hope you're barefoot, because you're stepping into shag carpeting. Not only is it shag carpeting, but it's orange. Kind of a burnt orange. Feels good on your feet, doesn't it? You know, we had to vacuum the heck out of that, because if you didn't vacuum it, it looked pretty shabby. But if you vacuum it, you know, when they mow a lawn for one of those really thick, beautiful, well-kept lawns, how you see where the lawnmower had been. That's the way it was when we went through it with our vacuum cleaner. Boy, we used the heck out of that vacuum cleaner. And off to the right, there was about a 3-shelf high bookshelf, and on it was my dad's rock collection. We collected rocks, and they were polished. They were beautiful. Very nice collection of rocks and minerals that had been collected throughout the years, that had been purchased at different rock shops along our journeys. And his brother actually polished rocks, so some of them may have been from his brother Dick. And then along the wall we had a pretty nice couch, and a little bit further down we had a black and white TV with the bunny ears on it. It got Channel 3, Channel 10, Channel 13, and Channel 40. No remote. I was the remote. I would go and turn the channel upon request. And a little bit to the left of the black and white TV was the fireplace. And along the mantle of the fireplace was shells that we had collected along our journeys along the California coast and other places. I think there was a conch shell that the little point was missing, because this conch shell was an older one. My dad brought it from I don't know where it came from, but it was his, and it was actually like a musical instrument. You could into it like a trumpet, and my dad, back when he was growing up, played the French horn, so he could play this shell. He'd put it against his lips and blow, and it was beautiful. But that was on our mantle, and a couple other big old shells, maybe a couple of abalone shells. And then above that was a big picture on the wall of an ocean scene. Beautiful. Like waves crashing on the shore. And then a little bit to the left of that was Dad's prized collection of cowboy apparel. He had put together a very nice display. There was a holster with a 45, and there was a Winchester 30-30. There was some spurs, and there was there was a real lariat that he had purchased because we had gone to the Folsom Rodeo, and he thought that was really cool. And he went to, I think he got it from, there was a place where down in Folsom that we would purchase our pants and our boots, and it was called the Hitch and Rail. And I believe he purchased that lariat from the Hitch and Rail because they had cowboy supplies. But this was a real rope that they could use in the rodeo if it was bought by a rodeo cowboy. And to my surprise, it wasn't rope-ish. It was hard and waxy, and apparently a real lariat is stiff. But that made for a really good display on our wall there. And then on the other wall, it wasn't really a wall, it was a window with a sliding glass door. And if you were to go out that sliding glass door, there was 3 or 4 steps down to our patio, and that's where the dog hung out. We had a black Labrador retriever, and when we got him as a puppy, he looked like a big old lump of coal. So guess what we named him? Yep, we named him Lumper. We'd call him Lumper, or we'd call him Lump, or Lumpy. Loved that dog. Oh, he was crazy. You'd pet him on the head and he would just flop. He would turn into a noodle and just melt. Anyway, that's what it looked like in our living room back in the 70s. Can you imagine? Shag carpet. And it wasn't very... you'd get lost in it. It was about 3 inches tall shag carpet. You'd step into that with your bare feet and you felt like you were on grass. It was wonderful. Anyway, thank you for joining me for a memory of Buckeye Wars. Living in El Dorado Hills, California in the 70s and the 80s. See you next time.